Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Wednesday, January 10th, 2024. Wednesday, January the 10th. Well, today is the memorial service for Bobby. Lucas arrives in town. It's a hard day for everybody, but they did a good job. They did a good job. We've got, um, and I did just a bunch of collage kind of pictures because there's just no way I was gonna do one for every single picture. It starts, with Laura, she's at the hospital. Well, Lucas shows up at Carly's house. Laura's at the hospital. She's looking at the wall, the honorary wall, and we've got now Bobby's picture has been added. Although I would have liked a background, that Photoshop on white, I don't really like, but okay, you know. Um, she's there now next to Epiphany, and we've got, Britt now up above, which, let me think. Did Britt go before Epiphany? Or you know what? I think they've got doctors above, nurses on the bottom row. That's what it is. Okay, there we go. Sunny, Dante, and Sam are leaving the building, and they come out and they meet Sunny at the elevator, which realistically, remember, the elevator is supposed to be across from Sunny's door originally, but the way they show it with when people come to the house, there is a wall, and Sunny's guards are usually posted there. So it's not open, and then you see the elevator, but it used to be. Um, so anyway, they get in the elevator, they go down together. Michael, Carly, Joss, and Lucas show up at the um, church together and, get ready to just greet everybody and deal with the service. Laura comes up to Carly, Alexis and Dante and Christina are together, and Alexis is lighting some candles. And Sam was like, Mom, I didn't take you for the religious type. She goes, I'm not. But, Bobby and I forget what word she used, you know, meaning they had a connection, they were friends, and then they had a flashback of Bobby and Alexis. It was not too old. They were older. It looks like it was only a few years old, maybe 10 years old, walking down the hallway and talking. So she was there to just definitely, be there and support everybody. And then we have Michael, Lucas, Spencer, Drew, Felix, and Kevin holding Laura's casket, bringing it in. So they brought her casket in. And we had, well, when Maxie walked in, Maxie noticed this woman on her phone, and it was somebody she did not recognize because pretty much everybody in that church knew Bobby. And Maxie was looking at her, but there were some people I didn't recognize, but they could have been nurses. Okay. Um, she's like, who is this person? And the camera, kind of highlighted this person. I don't know. So Laura spoke, said some kind words. Scott got up there, said some kind words. Of course, Elizabeth said some kind words, and Carly closed it out with, her words. I'm surprised Lucas didn't get to speak, but I don't know. That was just those four. Okay, so they say all their words and the service concludes. And Maxie is still kind of looking at this person. And Felicia and Maxie were talking to Carly, and Maxie says, you know what, can you guys excuse me? Because she sees the chick leaving. So she goes and she follows her out and she goes, excuse me, how do you know Bobby Spencer? Are you friends with Bobby? And the person turns and she starts talking to her. And then we don't get to really hear what she's saying. Then Maxie brings her up to Carly and she goes, excuse me, Carly. I have somebody that I think you should talk to. And so Carly looked at her and said, "Excuse me, I don't know you. How did you know my mom? Were you friends with my mother?" And Maxie says, "I think you need to hear what she has to say. Trust me, Carly." So then the next scene we have they're at Kelly's sitting at the table, and this person tells her story, how she knew Bobby, and they're writing another story, little adventure, a little side story for Carly and Felicia, because Felicia ends up going with her at the end to go on, right? Apparently, Bobby, while she was getting Luke's affairs done, was also working with a charitable organization that helped women get out from under human trafficking. Bobby was helping a number of women, make it to America and get some kind of shelter. Well, the reporter was saying, and she didn't know Bobby's contacts, but she just knew, she met Bobby and she knew of Bobby's work. And Bobby kept her sources, of course, anonymous. She didn't want to get the organization that's actually helping these women out there, and definitely wanted to keep the anonymity because it could be dangerous, you know? So Carly has to go out and get a breath of fresh air because she goes, "There's a whole side of my mother, that I didn't even know was happening." So she walks out trying to get some fresh air, and Felicia comes out to talk to her. And Carly was like, that's who she told. There was a whole side of my mother I didn't know. She says, I've got to I've got to go home. I got to think, right? So I guess it was unspoken that Felicia would lock up Kelly's, because otherwise, who's locking up Kelly's? But I guess that's an unspoken thing. So Maxie comes out with the reporter and says, "Mom, what are you doing out here?" And she goes, "Just thinking of Bobby." And she had the flashback of right after Bobby had donated BJ's heart to Maxie. And it was a very tender scene. And she was like, "Can I give you a hug?" And the funny thing is, the voice Felicia used then is now the voice she's back to. I don't know why, before they had her work at the hospital, her voice was this high pitch. "Oh, Meg, are you mad at me?" I don't know why she went to that. But now her voice, they brought it down some octaves, actually back to the voice she always had, right? So she looks at the reporter and she goes, "You really have some kind eyes." And the reporter smiles and says something about, it's part of her, it's a part of who she is because she helps people, or whatever she said. And so I said, okay, they're highlighting this reporter so much. I had to look it up online. So I went to Google and said, who played the reporter on today's episode of General Hospital? It was the actress that played BJ when she was a child. I think she was 8 years old. She was Barbara Jean. That was cute because I was thinking, did Jackie Zeman have a daughter? Because she kind of reminded me of her, right? And a relative or what? And no, the actress playing Barbara Jean, all grown up. Of course, she would be. Maxie's grown up, even though that's not the original. The original Maxie was another little girl, but this was that actress. So they brought that back as a part of the tribute episode. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. And I know the actress is probably happy to get some work. So anyway, um, Carly goes home and she tells Jocelyn and Drew, she's packing, and they're like, "Mom, what are you doing?" She goes, "I got to go to Amsterdam." Because what the reporter said is there was one last woman that Bobby wanted to help before she came back to the US, because she was planning on coming back home. And she goes, "I don't know if she was ever able to help that woman. I don't know if she ever made it out." And so Carly's taking it upon herself. I have to go. I have to see if I can finish my mom's work. I have to find out, did that last woman make it out? I'm gonna, I'm gonna do this for my mom. So Drew is like, okay, I'm going with you. Cause Drew, he can scout, scout. Drew will hop on a plane and go to another country in a heartbeat. And Carly says, no, 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 you don't have to do that. No, I could do this on my own. And when she said that, and I thought, Drew, you're not going to let her do that, right? Because Bobby was helping free women from human trafficking. That was dangerous enough. Carly is coming in not knowing anything. Carly could end up being a woman that gets human trafficked. That's a dangerous thing she's getting ready to go do. And Drew's just, okay, you sure? I'm thinking, oh, what is that? It'd be absolutely not. I couldn't live with myself if anything happened to you. You don't even know Amsterdam. So as Carly's leaving, Felicia comes around in the corner with her tote carry-all. And she goes, you want some company? And Carly's like, no, what? She goes, I'm going with you. And Carly's like, no, Felicia, no, you do not have to do this. This is something, I want to do it alone. I want to finish my mom's work. And I want, this is something I need to do. I'm fine by myself. And Felicia said, do you know Amsterdam? She's like, well, no. And so Felicia says, do you know what your plan is going to be to even asking questions without being obvious? And so Felicia says, Carly, I'm an ex-PI. I can be of some help to you. Okay? Because Carly looked at her, she goes, do you know what questions you're going to ask? And Carly had gone to Tracy, and Tracy told her a cafe that she followed Bobby to. So Carly has a lead, right? And Carly's like, no, I haven't thought that far ahead. She goes, then let me come with you. Let me, because Bobby gave me my life by giving life to my daughter. Let me help you do this last thing for Bobby. So Carly said, okay. And I thought, good, that's the only way I know she's going to survive. And you want to know who else they should have took with her? She ain't doing nothing. They should have took Anna. Every so often, Anna comes up with some good spy brain, double agent stuff. I mean, come on. Anna may have lost her confidence. It should have been Carly, Anna, and Felicia. Let them go on that quest. And then they would have gotten in a little trouble, you know. Two would have to rescue one, or something's going something would have happened, right? But they would have had each other's back. So I see a mini story coming aboard right now, a mini one. And the thing is, if they find the woman, I mean, come on, they can't just put her on a plane with them and leave. I don't know how that's going to work. But this may be a new character being brought into Port Charles. We shall see. We'll see how they choose to write it. But look, we got enough going on with the stories that we have now. But right now, this is giving Carly some solace not having to deal with the Nina situation. But look, we are waiting for the Nina situation to be dealt with, right? So anyway, let's go to Comment Corner. Comment Corner. Okay, Clemmy says, the reporter is Little BJ. Yep. Tori says, yeah, Lord tripping. Sherry says, Ava did what should have been done a long time ago. Linda says, I hope Carly and Felicia find the woman and help her get asylum in the U.S. Joan says, looks like Ava's back. Lisa says, did anyone else notice Felicia's annoying squeaky cover Annoying squeaky cover. Can't back again today. What does that mean? Squeaky voice. I came back again today. I didn't quite know what that comment is, Lisa. I thought it was going away, and she was doing better. But today, everything she said seemed to continue to get worse. And as she spoke, oh, you mean her back into the other voice? I didn't hear it so much. Maybe, maybe. I was busy paying attention to Cardi. Ugh. And then Lisa also says, that is Ava's point. Esme has not paid for anything she's done. She will come out of doing time going after everyone for her revenge on everyone she thinks has wronged her um, in any way, shape, or form. This will be very interesting. Esme will use Ace as a tool to get what she wants. Spencer. She will get Spencer to help her get custody of Ace. And you know what? Unfortunately, I could see keeping Ace out of Nicholas's hands. I could see Spencer marrying Esme, unfortunately, but I could see that. And then Lisa says, Ava is right. Esme never paid for anything. Dacia says, what about Charlotte? She didn't take Charlotte to the police department, turn her in for breaking into Anna's apartment and her hotel room. And then Frankie says, the Huskow, that means jail. Oh, that's what Ava said. Because I'm like, what did she say? Ava said Huskow, which is a slang term for jail. And Sabrina says, hi, Daily Recap Lady. Thank you for the recap. Regarding Esme, I knew Ava was going to press charges. I think, like another recapper, that Laura is going to talk Scotty into taking Esme's case. Could be, and he would do it for Laura. I think she will get bail, of which Laura and Kevin will pay for. And by stipulation, she has to move back into the penthouse. She would only go straight to jail if she pleads guilty, which we know she is not going to do. So there will be a trial. It's my opinion she will not go to Pentonville because of the nature of her crime, unless Nicholas pays off the judge. I think she will go to Shady Brook or another facility like that. But remember, if she goes to that facility, a facility like that, she can keep Ace with her until he is 18 months old. I'm hoping Spencer and Nicholas team up for the love of Ace. The only way Nicholas can be charged with holding her in the tower is if Esme presses charges. And by doing that, she would have to admit that she has her memory back. What a tangled web we weave. P.S. S.O.D. I guess that took me forever to understand Soap Opera Digest. Sabrina will go on an adventure. I hope it's Paris, but I'm not sure. Look, if Trina's not going with Spencer, I could care less if she goes on an adventure. That would be so boring to me, just watching her in Paris. Ugh, waste of time. P. Merle says, yeah, baby, the real Ava is back, back, back. Now, let me see. If, no, Esme can press charges because it's a matter of police record that Elizabeth and Nicholas held her captive. She doesn't have to have her memory. And as a matter of fact, Elizabeth told her all about it. So she doesn't have to have her memory back to press charges against Nicholas. Um, and then D.L. Hudson says, Ava, such a boss. Lucy says, baby Ace needs to have a paternity test. Yes, he does. Sabrina says, yeah, Lucy. And if it's a custody trial, we are going to get it. Yeah, it will be good. And I do believe Spencer would side with Esme, unfortunately. Lucy says to Sabrina, Esme was using her ace in the hole baby to get what she wanted. So we'll see what happens. And then Texas Twister says, I believe Alexis liked Gregory before she knew about his disease. Yeah, whenever they snipe at each other enough, they like each other. Clemmy says, I think you're right. Evil Esme is coming back. She did not have an arraignment. Ava asked Dante, what is the sentence? Oh, okay. He told her, um, since she has no priors, uh, he told her since she has no priors, what the sentence would be. Oh, yeah, I do remember that now. Then Ava said, oh, then less than a year? And Dante said yes. And Ava says, she can handle that. Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Lisa says, I hope Esme's behavior comes out, part behavior, before her sentencing. All of the staff on record from Trina's hearing locked the nut up. And then Lisa also says Sonny and Carly know each other inside and out. There's no question about that. Deborah says, I think Ava saw right through Esme. I love the way Ava's playing the role. Um, the look in her eyes. Woo, TV. Well, you know what? Now that Ava's toying around with Nicholas, oh, she's getting her spark back. Those two are disgusting together. They are toxic. Um, and then Kawan says, got some very libertarian about, I don't know what that comment means. And then Kawan says, don't you think it's abusive what they're doing to Esme, the powerful man, and the rich man like Nicholas and Ava can't take their baby away for something else? Well, no, I do not think it's abusive what they're doing to Esme at all. Please, Esme is, she needs some kind of comeuppance. As Sabrina says, in my opinion, she deserved to have that baby taken away from her. She jumped over the parapet and didn't even give a darn about that baby. She only used him as her meal ticket to try to get Spencer back. She did uh, she did that when she was an amnesiac. She is going to be worse now that she has her memory back. What mother do you know leaves her baby on Christmas Eve and their baby first Christmas Eve? I'm worried about Ace and what she might do to him. And then P. Merle says, Esme, in her real memory state, is the one doing the abusing. Yeah. She didn't think about Ace when she headed for that bar. She sure didn't. I'm interested to see the real Esme interact with Ace. I know that's going to be good. I'm telling you, that baby's going to be like, oh, who are you? You know how when there's identical twin, let's say there's identical twin mothers, the mother has an identical twin, and it's the identical twin now holding the baby. That's really her sister's baby. Them babies know. They're like, you might look like my mama. You might sound like my mother, but something's not right here. They know. And then let's see. Linda says to Sabrina, nothing good is going to come out because of Esme will probably mistreat Ace in some way, little by little. As a matter of fact, she already has mistreated Ace by not being with him on Christmas, his first. And then Sabrina says to P. Merle, hi, P. Merle, me too, meaning you're agreeing with P. Merle's comment. Excellent comments on Comment Corner. I will be back tomorrow for another daily recap of General Hospital.